I like it when men beg, she said, but this isn't the time for it. Kinky Inej. Slay as you should, queen. I know I should have read this earlier. I know I should have, but you guys, I did. I finally did, and now we can talk about Six of Crows. My sister has been telling me to read this book for what feels like 10 years. And I feel like there was so much hype around it that I was nervous. One, it wouldn't live up to the expectations, or two, it would send me into a reading slump. Here we are. Lucky for me, the day after we're recording it, I speed ran through this book. I stayed up till 4 a.m. For my family that's watching, I know this is why you're concerned about my health. It's okay, we're all one day closer to death. But I finished it. It was beautiful. We're gonna talk about characters, plot, quotes, book cover. I am so excited. Let's get into it. Also, if I say anything weird, you guys, I'm running on 3 hours of sleep. So I've been like literally, I've noticed in messages and captions I've already posted today on things, I'm not making a whole lot of sense, probably because I'm running on 3 hours of sleep. But you know what? Nobody's perfect. I gotta work it. All right, let's get into it. Okay, so as always, we're gonna start spoiler free and then we're gonna get into the spoilers. So, Six of Crows, a little quick recap, a little heist, young adult, fantasy-esque novel. Takes this group of misfits who are sent on this seemingly impossible mission to complete. All of them have incredibly traumatic backstories. They create a little found family, and they also have interesting history with each other that you learn about. Not really a spoiler that much, but you'll see how it all kind of falls into place. It starts out where we are in Crows. I will note, if I like forget some of the names, one, you guys, I'm sleep deprived. I was mourning the loss of CapCut this at like 11 p.m. when I could no longer edit my YouTube videos or any of my videos on my phone. This affected me much more emotionally than I care to admit, but you know what? Self-awareness is key when you have a problem, so we can work through this. Where was I going with this? Oh, remembering a lot of the like locations and some of the names of people who are like mentioned once or twice. I might just describe them because I don't know. Anyway, our main character is Kaz Brecker, a thief, kind of one of the head, they call him like a lieutenant in this group of like criminals where he organizes a lot of these like hits and missions. We have Inej, who my sister told me she was gonna be my favorite, and she was correct. Inej is our little, we're gonna say assassin, very good with knives, can scale walls, like sneak up on you, that expertise. We have Nina, who she's called a heart render, and she can like, in my opinion, she is the most powerful out of all of them. The fact she can like slow and accelerate someone's heart rate, heal skin when like they get hurt, she can heal them. She's like probably my second favorite because I was like, you go girl. We have Jesper, a little guns fanatic. I'm not gonna mention the other ones because I don't think they're talked about quite a bit in the plot summary, so that'll be more of a spoiler section. We have this little group of misfits. They all have their specialties. They're all like 17 years old, or one of them I think is 15. But this like kind of cracks me up. Also, like, why are they all 17? I know it's young adult. Are they not allowed to be 18? Is that when it becomes adult? But still, like, I'm imagining these like punk teenagers running around causing a ruckus. And I feel like that sums it up quite well, but it takes you through kind of the introduction to each of the characters, multiple point of views throughout the entire book where you get it from almost all of them, or you get a point of view from almost all of them. And I like personally, like, you know, when sometimes there's a point of view you dislike the most, you don't care about them. I felt with the pacing of the story, that I was never upset when someone's point of view came up. This might change with the second book, but we're reviewing just Six of Crows today. I was a big fan of the multiple POV. I'm typically not, because there's always somebody I don't like, but all of them I was like, lovely. You're all great. I like the progression of point of views. So much angst. You know, we're all touch deprived and love deprived. And there's a lot of reasons we can look into that. One of my like favorite book talkers slash booktubers, Eden's Archives, she actually just did a video talking about why women love romance books. And I think she did a really great deep dive into that, to why we always want a little bit of romance. But the romance subplots, so cute, so angsty. Okay, well no, I'm gonna be a little bit of a hater. No, we're gonna wait for the spoilers to talk about that in more specifics, because this is a little bit of a spoiler. But I can talk about the book cover. Okay. Last part of this little spoiler section, besides like we get their intros, we get to the main plot. There's a lot of adversity they have to face, a lot of plot twists that you do not see coming. There literally was a point where I was like, okay, that's the last plot twist. And then there was another one. And then there was another one. And I'm like, what is the audio? Oh my gosh. Is it enough onions? Oh, slices. That's enough slices. You guys, I didn't have TikTok for 15 hours and suddenly all of the audios have left my brain. Is this peak brain rot? Perhaps. Perhaps it is. So, anyway, the book cover, I don't have to wait till the end to talk about it. The book cover, stunning, beautiful. My sister hunted down the like OG copies with the red pages. Honestly, I feel like I would just want one that doesn't say Netflix original TV series on it, because they canceled it, even though they had a great cast, I heard, and this is a great book. So I don't want that affiliated with the poor book. It doesn't deserve that. If anyone can find one not affiliated with that Netflix sticker, let me know. Let's get into the spoilers, you guys. So, okay, we're gonna talk about characters. We're gonna break them down. My favorites, what we liked about them, what we didn't like. We're gonna talk about the ice court heist. This is what I saw like a decent amount online, but not from a spoiler standpoint. More of a like, people are like, that like one audio, it's like, I have a secret to tell. Like I have one last secret to tell you guys. And like a lot of people admit to not understanding the ice court heist. And maybe it's because they like read it when they were like younger, because it is a young adult fantasy book, where they just like, I don't know, but I felt like it was for the most part pretty easy to follow. But we'll get into that more. And then I have quotes, you guys. The quotes, I will know, I've seen some of these quotes online before, just because Six of Crows has such a huge fandom, but I was like, I didn't really understand the context of them. And now that we have them, I'm like, without further ado, we're gonna talk about each of the main characters. Let's get into the characters. We're gonna start with my favorite girly, Inej, our girl who lost her parents, wound up in a brothel, and then was lucky she ran into Kaz, got out and was still haunted by this. She's only 17. She is my favorite. Yeah, she should. I'm glad her and Nina had each other's backs. I'm like, yes, girl power friendship. I'm a little peeved that Six of Crows ended on a spoiler. This is plot, but this is Inej related, and she was like stolen. And now I'm like, Inej, are you even gonna be in the second book? She's gonna be in the second book, obviously, I know, but like, I'm like, how much is she gonna be in the second book? She's my favorite girlie. I'll just have to read and find out. Our next guy, Kaz Brecker. Let's talk about traumatizing. He is our leader. He is the mastermind. Also, like, he sounds like he has a photogenic memory or photographic memory. Why did I say photogenic memory? This is what 3 hours of sleep will do to you, kids. Make sure you get 7 to 9 hours a night. Otherwise, you start saying things like photogenic memory. Anyway, photographic memory. His like thought process, I'm literally like, I know obviously this is fiction, but I look back at myself like 17-year-old Emily was trying to figure out what she was gonna do in college, applying to schools, just trying to survive senior year, survive the highs and lows of high school, not high school football, like.
I dropped out in the 4th grade to run drugs to support my nana.
That means you haven't known the triumphs and defeats, the epic highs and lows of high school football.
But if you know that reference. But his mind, I would like to dissect. Not really, but like, you know what I mean. I'm like, how do you think of these things? How do you think of all these things? Also, my guy, we're gonna talk about this more in the heist, but when you went after Rollins, and the plan got a little deterred, my brother in Christ. Not in it. And his backstory with like his brother dying and him not being able to touch people because he was in a sea of like dead bodies. We must protect this child at all costs. Our next one, we're gonna talk about Nina, our little heart render. I love her. For some reason, I feel like I saw online people didn't like her, and I don't know why. But like, she is the MVP out here healing people. She can cause people to faint. She took one for the team, drank some of that Gerda something, Gerda Garda, Gerda Carptium. I don't know. You know what I'm talking about. The thing that's like the Grisha, it causes them to elevate their powers and they become like addicted to this substance. MVP for the team. I wish nothing but the best for her. Let's talk about Jesper. Jesper's so precious. He's just trying to get back his family's farm. I honestly don't remember what happened to his family. They lost the farm, I believe, or he gambled off the farm. I don't remember. I know our guy definitely needs to go to a therapist for his gambling addiction. But he's such our little comedic relief. If he dies next book, do not play with me like that right now. No one posts a spoiler below. I will block you and spoil something for you against your will if you do. Oh my gosh, wait, he's a comedic relief character. I'm so scared. Guys, I'm not well. No. Okay, you know, we're not there yet. We're living in the bliss of Six of Crows. Jesper's nice and alive with his little guns. And he's a Grisha. Oh my gosh, what was the name of it? I kept reading as calibrator and that was not the right word. I think he could like control substances. Like he was able to redirect metal at those guards that were coming at them outside of the ice court. He was able to pull the like melted wax off of Inej's feet. What was the name of Fabricator, that was it. Why did I say calibrator? 3 hours of sleep. Now I'm like really stressed that he's gonna die. How about we all just stay alive in our little found family? Okay, cool. Moving on. Our next guy, we're gonna talk about Matthias. Why did I say Matthias? I also have an issue with like, anyone new here, I consistently mispronounce words. I don't know what connection happens in my brain and the words just don't come out properly, but this is like Matthias, our little guard. I still don't feel good about him. And maybe this is just my looking to not trust a boy, a man. His whole history with Nina, very cute. The like hunter and prey meeting up. They learn more about each other. The hunter realizes the prey isn't that bad and they shouldn't be scared of it. But then there were multiple times where like he almost flipped the cards. I know like typically he was like playing up a role, but I still don't trust him. He's on thin ice. Ironic that he's from the ice court. He's on thin ice. Yep. We'll see what happens to him in Crooked Kingdom. And our last little guy, Wylan, our precious little boy. That's my boy. That's my son. He's not my son, but that's how every time, and maybe it's just Jesper talking about how young he is, I literally was like, that's our boy. Out here making bombs. Also, crazy plot twist with his dad, like Van Eck, where he literally sent him away because he couldn't like read or write. Or it was just read, I think. Nope. It also have to be right. But your boy was so, like, he's a little flautist. He can make bombs. Our little queer boy. And you exiled him. For what? I hope Van Eyck karma comes from him in Crooked Kingdom. I was a little bit suspicious. I will know. We're gonna transition to the plot now, you guys. The whole mission setup where Van Eyck came to Kaz and he's like, you guys, I need you to assemble a team. I need to steal this scientist out of the ice court because he knows dangerous weaponry, how to make all the Grisha mass destruction weapons. And it's gonna be impossible. Anytime anyone wants control of a weapon, warning bells do go off. I think I was experiencing the bias of Kaz toward Pekka Rollins. And I was like, Pekka Rollins is so much worse that Van Eyck, he's not bad. Yeah, here we are. He set them up the whole time. And he actually bet against them, also bet for them. I don't get it. What's this guy's deal, Dad? Okay, let's talk about the heist. We talked a little about the backstory. Oh, okay. Let's do heist, romance, plot twist. The heist. I feel the most confusing about the heist, and honestly, I read ebooks, so I never look back at the map unless I have a physical book, just because you expect me to... No, that's too much work for me. If there was a map of the ice court, which I could literally check right now, but I'm choosing not to. I'm choosing to live in ignorance. I think that was the only thing that might have been confusing about the heist. I know it looks like a tree. There's 3 layers. There's a moat. The moat goes into a spring. The prison's in the middle. There's a festival. Yes. But I feel the in and out was quite explanatory, where they all went in as prisoners, they substitute prisoners out, they got into the prison. Jesper is, I'm already forgetting the word, not calibrator. I literally just had it. Why am I thinking Excalibur? It's not, why do I think there's a C? Fabricator, there we go, there's a K. He broke them out of the bars, and Inej climbs up to the top, gets a rope down, helps them climb up. They're supposed to start searching the floors of the prison where they most likely think the scientist is at, and that's where things go wrong. Kaz and Nina break up. Nina finds other Grisha, she freaks out, she runs into guards. The black alert alarm goes off. Total shutdown of everywhere. No one's coming in and out. Or she set off the yellow one, sorry. They eventually shut off the black one. Yellow ones get shut off. That way no one's leaving without getting checked, essentially. Kaz, this is when he was really pushing my buttons. I know, fine. Keep your secrets. Keep your cards close to your chest. But when you go looking for vengeance toward Kaz Rollins, when your team is on the clock, you have 6 hours to complete all of this. My guy. And he didn't even end Kaz Rollins' life. That's what I thought his whole revenge thing was, because Kaz Rollins directly caused his brother to die. But he struck a deal with him money-wise and something else, I think crew-wise. So it should hopefully help him get Inej back. Spoiler for Crooked Kingdom, because that's how it ends. But I was a little peeved here with him, and then the alarm goes off because Nina ran to a couple guards, wasn't able to get them passed out in time. New plan. They go back to the bottom, reconvene. Inej and Nina sneak in with the brothel that Inej used to be a part of. Nina, our magician, our magical lady, puts the brothel tattoos on them. They steal disguises. They sneak in on the ground floor with the performers for this festival and everything. Wylan and Jesper on the outside. There's one bridge in and out besides air backup for the military or whatever, their Air Force essentially equivalent. Wylan and Jesper are in charge of taking out the bridge, and the others will find a way out. How did Inej get out? She somehow got across the bridge. That was one part I will note. I feel she got out maybe a little bit easier than I thought she was, but also slay as she should, queen. So the new plan, Nina finds the almost a lieutenant in charge of Matthias because there was this whole thing where he failed to get the Grisha, so he was sent into a jail. They had to jailbreak him. Crazy place there where they literally had prisoners spin the wheel for what their punishment was going to be. Crazy. Nina finds a lieutenant who knew who she was because he had an encounter with her when she initially got captured, and her and Matthias got all close and lovey-dovey, but then she betrayed him, because she was trying to save them from the littlest punishment possible. A whole thing, lots of complexity there. Lots of interesting emotions there. They find the scientist's son, realize that the scientist was a Grisha, the ones with the powers. Finds out the scientist had a son who's replicating it all. They find a whole army of Grisha with this enhanced substance, and Matthias is like, I thought we were properly putting them on trial, which I'm like, boy, you have literally been living in this terrifying prison. Do you really think your government is not corrupt? There's corruption everywhere. Welcome to the real world. Even in fictional worlds, there's corruption everywhere. So that's why Matthias is still on the ice with me. But they are able to overpower the lieutenant. Matthias pretends to turn on Nina to take out the lieutenant. They grab the boy. They break a hole somehow in the ice layer, get into the spring that the moat feeds into, and they all escape. Wylan and Jesper somehow get a tank. They're like shooting people down. They almost get caught by all this super powerful Grisha. Nina takes the substance, takes them all out, and the Grisha. So now she's like gonna be addicted to this stuff, and they make their escape. They run into Von Eck, realize they've been betrayed by him, and Neж gets kidnapped because Kaz is like, there's nothing you can take from me, but then he gives away his eyes at her, and they're like, get her! And that's where we lead off. So let's talk about, it was crazy. I think sense for the most part, but crazy. Lots of plot twists, lots of stress. The romances, obviously Nina, Matthias. Matthias really has to, Nina seemed to be getting through to him. She was trying to see his way, but I think he needs to do some more groveling. And she's dying now, so he should do everything to save her. And Neж and Kaz are little angsty lovers, and I love Neж, so I'm gonna back our girl up, where I understand Kat's traumatic background, just want to get close to people, but he cares so much about her, and she low-key sees him as her savior. Maybe she puts him a little bit too high on a pedestal, but she's realizing through all of this that at the end of the day, he is going to do whatever for money, and kind of is a no strings attached type of guy. And when we get to the quotes, it's going to be heartbreaking, you guys. I was like, And then Jesper and Wylan with their little flirtatious banter. Guys, I'm really worried Jesper's gonna die. I'm actually so stressed out now. I have 2 more books I have on standby right now. I'm gonna read those, and then we're gonna have to read Crooked Kingdom, because now I'm stressed, or else I'm gonna have to go read Six of Crows fanfiction where he's alive. I'm really hoping I'm just hyping up myself right now, and I'm just a little bit of a mental case. Let's get into the quotes. First one, oh my gosh. Inej is taking out this guy. Here we go. Inej slipped up behind him, placed the blade in his throat. Just girly things. She whispered in Van Dahl's ear, it's some little gang guy, part of a gang, or he's a you don't even know these details, so it's quote. He goes, please, he moaned. I like it when men beg, she said, but this isn't the time for it. Kinky Inej. Slay, as you should, queen. As you should. But this was page 20 or something. I'm hello? What is going on here? Oh my gosh, our next one. So they're rescuing Matthias from this hellscape prison that's supposedly impossible to, there's all these places that are impossible to break into, but this team can do it no matter what. There's this lizard, this desert lizard that literally has poison coming out of its mouth, foaming at the mouth. But there's this desert lizard that basically was impossible to take out, because when the prisoners had their choice of fate, this desert lizard was one of them, and then Inej just absolutely takes it out, easy peasy. As you should, queen. This is why we love her. Oh my gosh, this is one of our first bits of angst. Inej, when they were initially on their way to the ice court, she got horribly wounded, where I think she was out for 3 days, or 3 to 5 days. It was a lot of days. And she's asking Jesper, did he come to see me at all? Jesper knew she meant Kaz. Every day, Inej turned her dark eyes on him, then shook her head. You can't read people, and you can't bluff, referring to his gambling habits. Jesper sighed. He hated disappointing anyone. No, he admitted. She nodded and looked back to the ocean. Kaz, I know this is you not wanting to see her in this state and losing control and freaking out, but Go visit her. Oh my gosh. And then another little of our angsty lover moments, Inej and Kaz. They're probably gonna be my favorite. I don't even know what I would call them a couple because this is happening over here. Just because I love Inej so much. But they're having a little moment. She goes, what do you want then? She was offering him her prayers as they're about to depart on this. And then in his mind, he's like, vengeance, Jordy's voice. In my head, silence forever, money. Jordy is his brother. You. But a different reply word to life inside him, loud, insistent, unwelcome. You, Inej, you. He shrugged and turned away to die, buried under the weight of my own gold. Inej sighed. Then I'll pray you get all you ask for. More prayers, he asked. And what do you want? Wrath. That's what her nickname is. His is Dirty Hands. To turn my back on Ketterdam and never hear that name again. That's where she's owed her debt for being saved from the brothel. Good. He'd need to find a new spider. Spider is one of her other nicknames. But he'd get rid of this distraction, aka his feelings for her. Admit your feelings. Go to therapy. Do they have therapists there? Probably not. Oh, this is, okay. When I say Matthias is on thin ice, this is one of the main reasons. Nina and him are arguing. She's saying our crime, Grisha, is existing. Our crime is what we are, being powerful beings. Sorry, honey. Sorry you weren't blessed. It's just not how the gods wanted it. Matthias went quiet, and when he spoke, he was caught between shame for what he was about to say and the need to speak the words he'd been raised on, the words that still ring true for him. Nina, has it ever occurred to you that maybe you weren't meant to exist? That's crazy. That's crazy. Like literally saying like your species should not exist because they're just more powerful than them, and because they're more powerful than you, you're scared of them, and that way you feel like that you have to eliminate them. It's giving corrupt government. This next one is just when, okay, the name of the drug is Jurdaparum. I forgot the second word. This with Matthias, where I thought he betrayed Nina. The fact I had such little faith in this guy that when there was the pretend betrayal, we didn't know at the time, but like we find out very quickly that he was just trying to help her out. I fully believed he betrayed her again, because that's the type of person I am. Matthias, you got a lot of ground to make up. Okay. Another Kazej, is that their ship name? Kaz and Inej. Kaz and Inej are together, and this is just his perspective. She laughed, and if he could bottle the sound and got drunk on it every night, he would have. It terrified him. Just say you love her, you coward. He probably would agree with me. And then at the end of this, oh my gosh, I had seen this, like parts of this, I think in the show, and I didn't really understand it. But this whole encounter where she's asking him what would be the point of her staying at Ketterdam, the place where the crows are, and she kind of already met her debts. And he said, I want you to stay, I want you to, I want you, you want me. She turned the words over. And how you have me. He looked at her then, eyes fierce, mouth set. It was the face he wore when he was fighting. How will you have me, she repeated, fully clothed, gloves on, your head turned away so our lips can never touch. Because he doesn't touch people with, he'll let her touch the side of his face before their mission. That was the only physical contact he's really been okay with. We're okay with might be a stretch. He released her hand, his shoulders bunching, his gaze angry and ashamed as he turned his face to the sea. Maybe it was because his back was to her that she could finally speak the words. I will have you without armor, Casbrecker, or I will not have you at all. Speak, she begged silently. Give me a reason to stay. For all his selfishness and cruelty, Kevs was still the boy who had saved her. She wanted to believe he was worth saving too. The sails creaked, the clouds parted from the moon, then gathered back around her. Inej left Kaz with the wind howling and dawn still a long while away. That was one of their last encounters, just the two of them. That was their last one, just the two of them, before she got plucked up and kidnapped. And then, imagine my belief, this isn't even a quote. When this effer shows up, okay, well, come on. Hello? I was I thought he was dead. I thought Kaz killed him. You don't find out till the last chapter that he is still alive, and Kaz made a deal with him. Kazith? Kazarino? Whatever your full name is. And Cass is his full name. You better watch yourself. Oh, so much angst. I've never read a heist book before, and this was magnificent. I loved it. I loved the puzzles, the mystery, the thrill, plot twists. Of course, I'm gonna love the romance subplot and her little angsty eyes. Wow, I should have listened to my sister and read this sooner, but you know, better late than never. I would never say never. And that, with that being said, I gave it 5 stars, 10 out of 10, no notes, actually 1 note. So this could be, maybe things could be solved in Crooked Kingdom. We're gonna really see how it ends. Also excited about duology. Bring more duologies back. We don't need trilogies or like 5-6 book series. That's too much. But you guys, I can officially look at fan art now more leniently. Well, actually, no, I can't. Because there could be Crooked Kingdom spoilers. All right, hold my thoughts. No edits or spoilers or fan art for me quite yet. Gotta get through the second one, and you know I will be reviewing it. Just a matter of when it comes out. But that being said, thanks for listening today, guys. Let me know if you're also a Six of Fans Crow fan. Six Crow fan. What is the name of the fandom? Someone let me know. I need to know all the lore now, but not Crooked Kingdom spoilers. We got to keep that spoiler free here, you guys. I'll catch you next week. Make sure to follow all the socials, Instagram, TikTok, Goodreads, Storygraph, all M's novellas. And I'll catch you next week. Otherwise, happy reading, my fellow Crosifs. That's not right, for sure.